Listen and listen well. In the rat race of life, even if you win the race, you are still a rat. When Jews and Asians come into the Western world, they don't come to look for a job. They come to start a business. But when Africans come, we come to look for a job. So in the boardroom where decisions are made, do you have a voice that will speak on your behalf? So networking strategically gives you a voice in every boardroom. Because when decisions are going to be made on who to lay off or who to promote, you will not be there. Your lack of strategic networking or throne room activation will make your name to be forgotten. They will have made decisions. Oh, I actually forgot about you. But that's what. Oh, don't worry, next time. And then that's the year. Now, and the first thing I would like to talk about is what I simply call, when I do a lot of teachings, that's why I've written a lot of books. I try to go through the models step by step. You cannot complete everything. The books are there. So the first thing I want to talk about is understanding your economic environment. Understanding your economic environment. A lot of people are not able to create wealth simply because they don't understand their economic environment. And because they don't understand their economic environment, they are not able to take advantage of the environment that they find themselves in. Now, when you go from one economic environment to another economic environment, the first thing you are supposed to do is to understand the economic environment you have found yourself in. Now, so you live in Kenya, you live in Zimbabwe, you live in Timbuktu, and then you relocate to Australia. The first thing you're supposed to do is to understand Australia. What language do they speak? How do they drive? How do I get my documentation? What are the laws of Australia that I have to understand? That's what you are supposed to do. But if you don't do that, you can get into the country and you will be sincere, but you will be sincerely wrong, and you break the law and you face the music. Now, in the same way, a guy went to Canada and he was pressed, and he came out of the car and started, urinating by the side of the road. He was pressed. He's coming from Africa. We do that in Africa. And even police will wave at you. Say, how you get? So the guy comes out and he gets arrested for that. A guy traveled from Nigeria to Dubai and he was crossing the highway, even though there's an overhead bridge. And he could have gone, he just felt over, there's no cars are not coming, so he crossed. And then they arrest him and they take him for psych evaluation. That he must have a mental problem for you to be crossing the roadway. So they need to understand where you are, because sometimes you might be sincere, but you are sincerely wrong. Now, so when you come into an environment, you need to understand the economic environment. Many of us came from a chaotic environment that is not clearly defined. So many of us came from Africa. We came from a lot of places. We came from, Haiti, came from some island somewhere. And then you come into a developed environment and you don't understand, because where you are coming from, when some people tell you, I miss home, what they miss is the chaos. Because there's too much order here. I miss home, if it's Nigeria, I would have known how to navigate this thing now. But this place, you have to follow it. So what they are missing is the chaos. Because now there is order and they are chaotic. So they don't know how to balance. So they're like, if it's Nigeria, I'll just settle. And then I'll move on. But no, you're not in Nigeria, you're not in Kenya. Hello? So you need to understand that when you come into the Western world, Australia is a capitalist society. So the economic environment called Australia is capitalism. And according to the principle of capitalism, listen and listen well, capitalism is not built for salary earners. Capitalism is not built for salary earners. When you are in a capitalist environment and you are a salary earner, you are the tool, you are the pawn that is being used for building wealth. Are you getting that now? So it's not built for, it's built for what? Entrepreneurs. So if you come into an environment that is capitalism, you come in there not to look for a job, but to start a business. I'm going to come to career people. I need to help you understand what. Now, so you find out that when Jews and Asians come into the Western world, they don't come to look for a job. They come to start a business. But when Africans come, we come to look for a job. And that already defines how far you can go in that environment. Because once you are locked into the rat race of salaries and jobs, you're going to be on that track until you find your way out of that track. Because from the day you begin that job, your destination is already defined. Now, listen and listen well. In the rat race of life, even if you win the race, you are still a rat. Why? Imagine someone bragging about the fact that, no, so you're a prisoner. And then you have been in prison and you have handcuffs in your hand. And you are bragging about the fact that your handcuff is made of gold. So whether your handcuff is made of gold, silver, or wood, handcuff is handcuff. So when you are proud about the fact that, no, I do 6 figures, you are still a rat. Your handcuff is just a golden handcuff. Hello? So you find out that when Asians and Jews come, they quickly come to look for a business. So you see them coming, and in less than 2 years, you're like, wow, how did these guys? Oh, we're in the same environment. Why? Because they went straight into the entrepreneurship track, and you went into the career and salary earning track. And then what we don't realize is that in a capitalist environment, the system is rigged against salary earners. So for every money you make, the system has been programmed to collect everything you make. So in a capitalist environment, the taxation system is programmed to collect from the poor and empower the rich. It's programmed to collect from salary earners and empower the entrepreneurs. Because in their mind, in the thinking of capitalism, entrepreneurs are job creators and solution providers. So because they are creating jobs, offering products, offering service, they are more valuable than you that is in the assembly line of salary. So they have to appreciate them for adding value to the environment. Because as far as they are concerned, those are producers, you are consumers. So every money you make, guess what? If you're in the salary raise, sometimes it's actually better to have a lower paying job or not to even have a job at all. Because what happens in a capitalist environment is that in order to be able to palliate their conscience, they create a socialist system to take care of the less privileged. So when you go into a capitalist system, they also have a welfare system. That's a palliative to tell them you are not bad, because they know what they are doing. So they do that to palliate their conscience, that at least we take care of the weak, we take care of the poor. Center, okay, sir. So you go for welfare, yeah. So they create that to make them feel that. So you find out that the capitalists that are milking everybody are also involved in charity. They are involved in corporate social responsibility. They are involved just to make you feel they are good people, so that you can stay as a pawn in their hand. And many of you don't understand the system. So you now do one job. You want more money. You get a second job. And many of you are so arrogantly confused. You are now proud and arrogant that, I do 2, 3, 4 jobs. You are confused. You are confused. 2, 3, 4 jobs. Hard work without smart work is foolishness. You are working hard, but you are not working smart, because what you don't understand is that doing those 2, 3, 4 jobs takes you into a higher tax bracket. It's actually better not to do the job and earn low, because there is a tax bracket you enter into where they collect all your money. Because as a salary earner, you are taxed first and you are left with the rest. But as an entrepreneur, you spend everything and you are only taxed when something is left, and nothing is ever left. Nothing is ever left. But because you are afraid of starting something, what if I fail? What if you succeed? You are locked in the rat race, and you know what they do? So they set you up, and they make sure that during the weekends, they go on holiday and spend time with their family. And you that lack wisdom, they give you 2, 3 times payment on Saturday and Sunday, so that you will leave your family and go look for a job. You leave God. So Sunday you are earning 3, 4 times. Saturday you are earning 4, 5 times. And before you know it, many of you that left your country saying God I will serve you, you have not been to church in 5 years. And now the church that birthed you has become your enemy. And then you talk bad of the church, you talk bad of pastor, because on the inside of you, the guilt of your disconnection is making you to vomit nonsense. So Saturday and Sunday, you are busy making money. They are busy with having time with their family. So they are married 10, 15, 20, 30 years. You come in here, and less than 4 years, you are divorced. Less than 2 years, you are separated. Less than 10 years, you are confused. And now the children go to school from Monday to Friday. You don't have time for them. They don't have time for you. Everybody's busy. The weekend, you are supposed to sit down with your children and get to know what they have gone through during the week, and mentor them and guide them and help to correct whatever error the school system has put in them. You are busy working. So you wake up one day and discover your daughter is on drugs, your son is on drugs, your son is in pornography, your son is confused whether he's male or female. And then the church you have abandoned, the church you call foolish, the God you refuse to pray to is the same God you now come to. Oh God, help me. How do you use God like that? Hello? How do you come to him only when you need him, as if it's a fire brigade? Or it's AA that you call when your car has a problem? Hello? So you lose the children. Do you know that on Sunday, when you're in the car with your children, when you're going to church with them, that may be the only time you have to even listen to their conversation? Because in our own days, when your parents wants to punish you, they also go into your room. That's punishment, because in the room there's no TV, there's nothing. But today, going to your room is not a punishment. They're actually in their room. They don't even want to be with you because they're in their world on the gadgets. So today now, you are not there to parent them, and we have surrogate parenting in the media, social media, and your children are being parented by teachers. And they even tell you, my auntie said, teacher said, they're even arguing with you because they believe the teachers more than you. Because they see the teachers every day, they see hardly. The Sunday, they are supposed to go with them in the car, hear what they're saying, talk to them, then go to church together, come back, go to a restaurant, eat, come home, watch a movie, go watch, and bond with your children. You are busy collecting 3 salaries. And then at the end of the day, you think you are doing well. And then all the cars and the houses you buy, they will sell to take drugs. And then they end up in one therapy session, they end up depressed, they end up, and then they are now praying, Pastor, pray. How does that work? Because you don't understand. I'm going deeper now. You see, are you ready for this? Capitalist environment is a credit society. It's what? It's a credit society. But many of you come from environments where it's cash. So when you come into a credit society, because you don't understand your economic environment, you mess up your credit score within the first 2 years. Because you are so excited that you mean, I can buy a car, pay small, and then you quickly collect a car and take picture and send to your people so that you can show them. And then before you know it, you mess up your credits. And then before you know it, it takes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years to be able to repair the credit you messed up because you didn't understand the economic environment. You did not. And then if you come from another religious water, oh no man, nothing. And then that becomes a software that runs you again. Because you don't understand that there's a difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt is a leverage, bad debt is a bondage. And instead of you to take the debt and use it to build wealth, you come and say, I'm not going to owe nobody. And then the time you want to owe, you are buying electronics or credit. So many of you now, because you don't understand the economic environment, you have used credit to keep yourself poor instead of using credit to create wealth. So now the car you are driving, you are paying on credit. We come to your house now, electronics, your TV, your fridge, even the sofa, all the gadgets on credit. And you are not even at home to watch the TV. Who did this to you? You are buying sofa on credit that you are not having. When last did you sit on that sofa? You bought all the gym equipment. When last did you enter the garage? So you are messing up your life, acquiring liabilities, and going deeper in debt. And one house you have not bought. No rental property. No real estate portfolio. No stocks, no shares, no gold. And then you are wondering, then the next thing, to now palliate yourself, you say it's village people. That there are some forces of your father's house pursuing you. No, it's not a generational curse. It's a generational choice. It's a generational choice. You made a wrong choice. So when you understand your economic environment, you will quickly study the economy of the land, study credit system, and you begin to collect the credits to build wealth. Because that's what rich people do. They use other people's money. They don't use their own money. Hello? Are you getting anything already? Let's go deeper. Now, in case you messed up your credit, let me just throw that because this is free meeting. I didn't charge to come. If I'm to charge, every session is $10,000. Just to let you know. Now, but you see, let me throw in some things because some things are counseling, some things are consultancy. So counseling is free. Consultancy attracts a fee. Where there's a voice, there's an invoice. So just to help you, just to throw this out there, listen. When you understand the system, many of you have messed up your personal credit. And it has affected the opportunities you can maximize in the city and in the country. But if you know what to do, you can work on your credit and get it corrected within 2 years. Even in 3 years max, you're good. If you know what to do. That's not the purpose of this. With that one, I can charge you and help you with that one. But now, guess one of the things you can do is this. You need to understand that you are an entity and your business is an entity. So if you don't have a good credit, one of the things you can do to fast track your journey is to register a business and use the mistake you have made in your personal life and build the positive credit of that business. So that business can have good credit, even though the owner of the business has bad credit. Do you get it now? I've just given you $10,000 free. And that's what you can do. And before you know it, you can now use that business to do a lot of things you need to do. Because once you're an entrepreneur, every expenses can be covered with your business. Every expenses. Your children can start earning money. Your house can become an office. Even your mortgage can be included. Your feeding, everything. Give birth to children, diapers, everything. There you can be. That's what rich people do. It's called avoiding tax, not evading tax. Tax evasion is a crime. Tax avoidance is wisdom. So rich people don't pay taxes. Many of you probably heard the story of Donald Trump when he was president. And you saw how that guy was not paying as much tax as even though he's a billionaire. You know, he did something amazing last year. His ex-wife died. They've divorced for over almost 17 or 20 years of divorce. And the woman dies. And Donald Trump goes to the woman's family to ask for the corpse. Yeah, to ask for the corpse and say, please, can I have a dead body? They say, oh, you are divorced. What do you need a dead body for? He said, I just need a dead body to, just to immortalize her, to memorialize her. They said, no, we can't give it to dead body. He said, okay, I will pay you. So he paid millions to the family of the ex-wife to get the body and goes to his 50-acre property in New Jersey and buries her there. Because according to the law in that state, anywhere a dead body is buried, you don't pay tax whatever. It's not a graveyard. So in his portfolio, the 50 acre is worth millions of dollars, but he's not going to pay tax for it because he buries one human being there. Now, why was he able to do that? Because he knew what to do. That's understanding your economic environment. Many of you are hardworking, but you're not smart working. You don't understand the system. The system is rigged against you because you chose to stay with salary. I'm going to 3-4 jobs. I'm going to my second job. Shh. Stop that. Relax and learn. Don't continue. Think about it. Before you know it, you are 40. Before you know you are 50. Before you know you are 60. And you realize that you're just in the same cycle. Just in the same cycle. The hands are not meeting. Why? Because the system is rigged against you. Let me say this finally before I now zero into how you can now create wealth as a career person. We need to understand the importance of collaboration. We need to understand the importance of collaboration. When I go around the world, I see a major problem with people in our community. Especially Nigerians. I don't know if Kenyans and Zimbabweans have that problem. But you hear Nigerians vomit nonsense and say things like, I don't do things with Nigerians. I don't go to Nigerian churches. I don't do this. I don't do that. You don't know that it's colonial mentality. It's the software of colonialism that is still running your life. Because somewhere in your subconscious mind, the white man is better than you. Somewhere you have what we call self-loot. You loot yourself. And you are addicted to approval. Looking for somebody to approve you. So that when a white man or a Caucasian says, you are my friend, you feel that you are now more superior. Hello? Now listen. Go to Asians and go to Jews. They do things together. When money goes into the Jewish community, it circulates almost 27 times before it leaves that community. Asian community like 36 times. In African community, in less than 1 hour, he's gone. Because they don't even trust each other. So Asians will come into a place and come together, put resources together, and empower each other to stand. Jews will do the same. But try to get your African brother to just support your business or support your dream. They are the one that will tell you, don't patronize. Hello? So Jews will come together, Asians will come together, and they carry their culture with them. Hello? They carry their God, they carry their culture, they carry their language, they carry their values. But when we come into the Western world and talk bad of everything that made us who we are, and then we raise our children telling them our country is a shit country, our country is a useless country, and then you westernize your children, and then you are surprised when they treat you with westernization. And when you are sick, they put you in a nursing home. Why? Because that's what you raise them to be, Westerners. So many of you now have children that you have to be pursuing. They don't call you, even though you spend all your money training them, they don't call you. You have to call them. Oh, Dad, I'm busy. Can I call you back, Dad? Can I call you back? I'm sorry, I'm going to have to call this call. I'll call you back. And you're like, me? Yeah, because you raise them like that. A Jewish child will never do that. An Asian child will never do that because they are raised with a culture of honor and respect that is unique to them. But you come into another culture and you don't know how to acculturize. Come tomorrow, we're going to deal with some stuff. Hello? Are you learning anything? So we need to come together and begin to form what I call wealth creation networks. Wealth creation networks. And this is what I push as I go around the world, talking to business people and talking to our community in different parts of the world. And right now we have done that, and we have testimonials of people now in Tampa, Florida, in New York, now in Dallas, in Manchester, in London, that have started wealth creation, and they are raising millions of pounds, millions of dollars. So let's think about it this way. Many of you sitting down here right now, once you have a legal status and you have a stable job, you can afford to raise $10,000. Once you have a good status, legal status, and a good job, you can afford to raise $10,000. But guess what? The $10,000 that you can raise may not be able to do much for you as an individual. But if 100 of us come together and put our 10,000 together, raising millions can be done every month. So every month we can raise 1, 2, 3 million, and we can take an entire territory. We can buy shopping malls. We can build an entire subdivision. And we can create wealth in less than 10 years. Everybody can become multi-millionaires legitimately. Instead of all this rat race nonsense that you guys are doing. Hello? And you see, the amazing thing is that you keep thinking you are all right because you are comparing yourself with people that you left back home. No, you don't compare yourself with those that are behind you. Compare yourself with those that are ahead of you. Because many of you left your country because you are looking for a better life. Because before you left, you were thinking, oh, if I go to Australia, I'm going to do $3,000 times 100. Okay, wow. But you have forgotten that you will now spend in dollars. So many of you now, your monthly mortgage was your annual rent, where you are coming from. And now you are confused. Hey. Hello? So let's start creating wealth creation networks. So are you telling me that all your life, you don't have 9 people you can trust to join you and 10 of you can create wealth together? So what kind of friends do you have? For you to make something like, I don't have any friend, it's an indictment against you. It means you are a bad person. Nobody has been telling you the truth. You know me, I don't need your money. I don't care about whatever. In case you don't know me, that's where I am. I don't care. So I will tell you the truth. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to be angry, be angry. It's your problem. Hello? How can you say I don't trust anybody? Shut up. You are talking rubbish. You don't trust anybody. But you flew to Australia. So the pilot is your uncle. The pilot is your uncle, right? You enter the plane from your country to another country. I don't trust anybody. Stop talking rubbish. Hello? You can never live without trust. Your problem is you don't have intentional trust. You have subconscious trust. Hello? You trust a pilot you have never met. Whether the guy is a drunkard, you don't know. Whether he has mental issues, you don't know. Oh, my mental health. Whether you don't know what the guy, you enter the plane. Say, I don't trust anybody. Why are you saying things like that? So sit down now. Hey, girlfriend. Oh, that's my G. And so all the relationship you are doing is not to create wealth together. It's to gossip and check who is the latest, who is having who breakfast, who is breaking who's sister. That's what. So look for 10 people. Even if you don't want to cross your country, let the Sudanese, hello, come together. Let the Zimbabweans come together. Let the Nigerians, let the Kenyans come together. Stay within your communities if you don't want to cross your nationality. Hello? But if we can all come together, wow. Think of it. If 10 of you can come together and all you can do is $10,000 a year, which many of you can actually do 10,000 a month or a quarter, that gives you a lot of money. You can start buying properties cash. You can buy an entire mall. Hello? And what happened to our church will not happen because you bought only one. And they say they can't approve it because your parking is not enough. Why? Because all your neighbors are sons of Belials. And the Antichrist spirit is working through them. And they're writing petition against you that they can't even remember they wrote the petition. Because there was just a brainwave. But imagine that you bought the entire mall. And you are the one selling to them. Who will come and remove you? The council themselves will have to invite you and be discussing with you to move forward. That's the realm we should be talking about. Dominion in the marketplace. Not all this poverty mentality that you are still living with the Western world. You're looking for a seat at the table. Create your table. So they should give us a seat at the table. Which table? Create your table. And let them come and begin to ask us. Hello? So let's think of coming together. You say, you can't trust anybody. Look, nobody is trustworthy. All human beings are the same everywhere. Hello? All things being equal. Many of you that look normal now, you are looking normal because you are in a society that the law has normalized you. So nobody needs to tell you not to overspeed because there's consequence for the action. So you correct yourself. When you get to a place, you queue up. But the same you that looks normal now, land in Nigeria tomorrow. Land in Kenya tomorrow, you discover that you are not normal. Because that thing will start moving because you know that there is no law. You know that once you see the policeman, you can just put something in his hand and he will forget the law. So nobody is really that good. It's the system. So in the same vein, when you say you don't trust anybody, you are still importing the injustice of your country to the Western world. Everything should be done with legality. So there should be a legal document that binds all of us together. You will be amazed that everybody will comply. I was shocked when I went to Tampa, Florida, and discovered that there was a group that has been existing for 15 years, and nobody has ever defaulted. And I wanted to study their templates. How do people do it? It's the law. There's nothing like you're my brother, you're my sister. The days of shaking hands on it is over. Document. Anybody mess up, you are gone. And by the time they use, that's why you see, nobody's above the law. Look at what's happening to Donald Trump now. Look at what's happening to Biden's son. The president's son is indicted. The former president. That's what they use to sanitize the system. They will sacrifice you to keep the law going. Because in the law says anyone caught. That's what the law says. Anyone caught. Not everyone that does it. So 17 people can be doing something wrong. All the law needs is one. It's called the scapegoat principle. You cannot go to and say, no, but there were 17 of us. No, anyone caught. Not anyone doing it. So once you are the one that is caught, they will now use you as a scapegoat to tell other people not to try it. That's what keeps above the law intact. Hello? I hope we've got it that now. Let it out. Okay, so let's now go into, let me just rush through. So now, you know the idea that you should do. But many of you are now salary earners, and there's nothing wrong in that. So how do you now, as a career person, create wealth? Why you're still trying to navigate your way? Because we all start from somewhere. So many of you are in school, you came into school, you have student loan, you get a job. So sometimes, even though you know what to do, it takes a while to start doing it. Because the reality is that you need to clear some things. Because some people are coming from below ground zero. Some people are on ground zero. Some people can live here now and they hit the ground running tomorrow. Hello? I got an email sometime the last 1 month from someone in Kenya that listened to me, and she sent me an email less than 2 weeks after listening to me, and she said, you changed my life. And she sent me proof that immediately I listened to you, the next day I opened the stock account, I started it, and she sent me that in less than 2 weeks, she has invested a lot of things. She's now buying this land, buying that. She had the money in the bank, but she didn't know what to do. But by getting okay, so she quickly registered the business. The next day she opened the stock account. She was practicing, and in less than 2 weeks, she's like, I don't know, it's like in less than 2 weeks, my life is just, I'm just like, I can see clearly now. So sometimes some people are below ground zero. Some of you now, if I give you $10,000 now, you will thank God, but you are still going to be in debt. Because what you are owing is like 80,000. So you are below ground zero. So some things you cannot practice until you come to zero level, or you begin to sow. So just note those things I've said, and don't let it become a judgment to say, oh, maybe you are a failure. You're not a failure. The day you wake up, that's when your morning starts. If you know better, you do better. So now you know better. But now if you are a salary earner, and I think I'm seeing some young people here, for those of you that are young, listen, so that you're not going to repeat the mistake of your parents. So if you are a career person, everybody cannot be an entrepreneur, but everybody must be an investor. So some of you are going to become career professionals. So let me run you through how to create wealth as a career person. There are 10 things, but I will share 4 or 5 with you and we'll close. So you get the book and get the rest. Number 1, start early. Start early. The problem with a lot of us is that, by the age of 19, I'd already done 3 businesses. By the age of 19, I'd already been in ministry. So I started very early. So I know the benefits of starting early. There are a lot of 25-year-old, 27-year-old, 30-year-old young people today that are asking me, Pastor, how do I discover God's purpose for my life? At 30, a quarter of a century of your life is gone. You are still talking purpose. What have you been doing for the last 25 years? Many of you, the reason why you are where you are is because you didn't start early. Many of you, at the age of 36, you discover you should be. And many of you don't even, you've not discovered, you are just following the trend. Whoever is doing care, you go into care. Oh, I want to do nothing. I want to do nothing. Because that's the next everybody is to IT, you go to IT. Project management, Scrum Master. You're just jumping around, no vision. Hello? So you want to create what has number one, start early. Discover exactly what if you decided that I'm going to be a professional in this field, go in there. Start and don't be distracted. Why do you need to start early? In the pyramid of the marketplace, there's what we call the salary scale. The salary scale is like a triangle. At the bottom are those that we call the junior staff. At the middle are those we call middle management. At the top are those we call senior staff. Now, the people at the bottom are more than those at the top. But if you put all the salaries of those that are at the bottom together, it's not compared to those at the top of the top. But guess what? When they want to lay off people, they don't lay off people at the top because they are not easy to replace. It's still the same poor people they will lay off. So why do you need to start early? It takes an average, listen to this, it takes an average of 10 to 15 years for you to go from the ground floor to top floor. So in any industry, for you to get to the place where you are now really in top middle management, or you get to the management level where you begin to really get the benefit of that career, it takes an average of 10 to 15 years. So if you don't start early, when will you now get there? So what happens to many of us is because of the mismanagement of our seasons, you start late. So by the time you are now getting to that top management, you're already married with 3 children. The liabilities of your life is now eating up the asset of your life. But if you started early, if you left school at 21, so you see a lot of people in the country that were born in the country, many of the people that are your managers are younger than you. Many of the people that are your bosses are younger than you. They are not even as educated as you. Because some of them just left high school, did 1 or 2 certifications, and they started. But because of longevity, because they've been there for 15 years, they are now the managers, even though they don't have master's degree, they don't have PhD. So you come in with PhD and you start as a trainee. Hello? So you need to start early. So when you start early, it helps you. Because by the time you get to that level, the benefits are what makes you wealthy. So that's what makes you an high net worth individual. When you get there, you are not just collecting salary. There are bonuses. There are stock options. There are target bonuses. There are special benefits. There are official car, official trip, official. So you get so many things that you're supposed to pay for. The company pays for because you are senior management. And that gives you a leverage. Hello? Number 2, give it all it takes. Give it all it takes. In the marketplace, it's not by emotion and sentiment. In the marketplace, it's not activity, it's productivity. So give it all it takes. You see, if you start early, you will most likely be single and unmarried. If you start early, you will most likely have little responsibility. So you can do all you can. You can resume early, close late, you can volunteer, you can do so many stuff. And those are the things that will now become the asset of your life. Because by the time you give it all it takes, when you now finally get married and you are asking for 2 days off, they say, oh, no, let her go. She's very good. Because they can now see what you did. You are now doing what we call making deposits for the day that you need to make withdrawals. But you know what happened to a lot of us? Instead of giving it all it takes, we still go there with, I can't come and kill myself. So, and you go there thinking, not yet, I'm just going to do the little I can do. No. When I start my own business, no. Do the best you can now. That's what, because listen, are you ready for this? There are people that determines how far you go in every career. Hello? That's going to be the 4th point. I'm going to get there. So if you give it all it takes, so you get into the organization, you are giving it all it takes, somebody's watching you. Because there are appraisals being done. And most of the time, you will not be there when the discussion about your promotion is being mentioned. And if there's no voice in the room representing you, you can stay the same stuff. Number 3, get all the certification you can get. Get all the certification you can get. See, in this marketplace, they value certificate. Because you are in a capitalist environment, because they know that people are out to get them to sue them. There are many things you can do in your country without certificate. If you try it here, you are in trouble. Hello? One of our ministers relocated to a country, and then They had to run away and come back to Nigeria in less than 3 years. And what has happened was, he was the one that got a job. By virtue of getting the job, they relocated the whole family. And then he goes to work, but the wife is just sitting down at home doing nothing. And then she just thinks, let me just start daycare. They have 3 kids. So she starts collecting children from people's houses. And she starts daycare in the house without certificate, without license, without anything, with the Nigerian mindset. And then before you know it, is it duty of care or whatever? They have all this language they use now. And then before you know it, they brought lawyers. Before you know it, it was almost going to a jail level. It was becoming a criminal case. And then the only thing that helped them was because they were planted in a church in that country. And the vice president of our country, the former vice president, was a pastor, or is still a pastor in that denomination. So by virtue of the church, they had to now get the presidency of our country to quickly intervene. And the only way that they could be helped was to suspend it and for them to leave the country. So they had to come back to Nigeria. Now, what is wrong in gathering children? But because you are in a place where certification. So in the marketplace, get all the certification you can get. You see, the problem with us is you don't understand. You see, these people, even for you to be an electrician, that you have been an electrician in Nigeria for 17 years, does not mean you will come here and be joining wire together. You will end up in jail. That I was a plumber, I'm a mechanic. No. And guess what? All you need may just be a 1-week training and certification, and you are good. But because you don't understand, so many of you, the things you call menial jobs, there are no menial jobs, only menial minds. Many of these people you are looking down make more money than you. The plumbers, the electricians, they make more money than you. That's what many of you should be doing. Go and get your certification. You can do a 3-month online course. You can do a 1-month online course. Hello? Pastors, you have a degree, you have a certificate in counseling. Just go and do counseling course online. Get your certificate. You'll be charging money for marriage counseling. Legally, you give them invoice, they'll pay. How many members give you money when they come for counseling? They waste your time. You fast, you pray, even your birthday, they will forget. All you need to do, man of God, I can make you rich. I'm a rich man. I know what I'm talking about. So I'm not just rich now, I'm a globally rich man. So when I'm talking money, you listen. Hello? Hello? And I'm not rich by offering. I've got real estate all over the world. Hello? Just go and do a certificate in counseling. 6 weeks. Frame it in your office. You start collecting money. Family life counseling, recovery, all kinds of courses you can do. 6 weeks. And before you know it, you'll be charging correct. So when you are going to church office, you are going to work. Not for people to come and queue. I saw a mosquito and the rat was pursuing me. And no one snake came out. And that's what you are wasting your life doing. Hello? Number 4. I want to give you 5 and I close. Number 4. So number 1 is what? Start early. Number 2 is what? Give it all it takes. Number 3, get all the certification you can get. Number 4, network strategically. Network strategically. You see, many of us think, I hear people say this, no, you don't need to know anybody. Your work will speak for you. You are still elementary. You are fooling yourself. If you are making that kind of statement, I can guarantee you are a poor man. Ask any rich man in this country. They will tell you, you need to know somebody. That's the way the marketplace works. It's when you are still saying you don't need to know anybody, your work will speak for you. No. In every industry, there are gatekeepers. There are power brokers. There are people that determine what happens. The reason why you are not aware is because you have not touched the market share. All your money is still elementary. When you start touching the market share and you start making some kind of money, you will know that there are people that run things in Australia. There are gatekeepers in every industry. Hello? So what do you need to do? Network strategically. Have mentors, have sponsors. On your social media, if you're in an industry, find out who are the power brokers in this industry. Who are the people in this country that matter in this industry. Follow them on social media. Check what they are doing. See all the opportunities. Because let me tell you something. How many of you are here now? And you are pastors? How many of you are part of the chaplaincy? How many of you are here right now? How many of you are part of Rotary, Lions Club, and all this global club? And you are in the country. You're choking. You're choking. So if you're a pastor, you should be a chaplain. It's a strategic move. Chaplaincy is global. Hello? And there are things that you'll be recognized by the government for instead of the bishop title you are carrying. Hello? Just go join the Lions Club. Go join the Rotary. You'll be amazed at what the Rotary can do for you in Australia in 1 year that you have not gotten in 10 years. Just because you are a member, many barriers are broken. Many of the people you see on TV, many of the people you are trying to meet, you walk up to them in Rotary. Hey, how are you? I will try to see you. Okay, well, no problem. Just give me a call. This is my number. And that's it. It's done. Network strategically. Stop gathering with poor people. Gisting in saloon. Just moving with people going nowhere. Poor man, canceling poor man. Hello? Network strategically. When you are in an office, it is not sucking up to people. It's mentorship. It's connection. You don't need everybody, but you need some people. There are those who matter to your matter. And when it matters, they must be there. Or else the matter will still be there. Hello? So network strategically. Listen to me. There are rooms of destiny. And I think I spoke about it in the book. There are rooms that determine your destiny. Everybody's born in a room called labor room. But your conception was done in a room called the bedroom. And when you come back from the labor room, you go back into the bedroom or the baby's room. And when you're going to be fed, you come into the sitting room. And then there's a dining room. There are rooms of destiny that determines how far you go. But there's also a throne room that determines what happens in the physical. But there's also a boardroom that determines what happens in the marketplace. So in the boardroom where decisions are made, do you have a voice that will speak on your behalf? So networking strategically gives you a voice in every boardroom. Because when decisions are going to be made on who to lay off or who to promote, you will not be there. Your lack of strategic networking or throne room activation will make your name to be forgotten. They will have made decisions. Oh, I actually forgot about you. Oh, that's what. Oh, don't worry, next time. And then that's 3 years. Hello? Let me give you an example. There's a woman in the Bible called Vashti. Wonderful woman, married to a man, having a wonderful time. And then one day the guy decides to celebrate. And then they started doing this 6-month celebration. They're just living righteous life. 6 months. And then the guy is sitting and they say, hey, go call my wife. Let her come and show them. Is that the way you should treat your wife? To turn her into a model to present to your... But he goes and say, come. And the lady say, I'm busy. I'm also doing my own stuff. If you are married here, there is no married man here that has never heard no from their wife. We hear no every time. We are still married. So there's nothing wrong in your wife telling you no. So the woman says, no, I'm not coming, I'm busy. So they come to the guy, say, well, she says she's busy, she's not coming. So the guy says, no problem. And he's about to continue the business. Then somebody says, hey, excuse me, sir. No, read your Bible. The guy was okay. He was about to continue the business. Hey, sir. No, we can't continue. What she has just done now, if we allow it to slide, other women will start disrespecting their husband. They were already disrespecting you. Don't use this one as an open door. They were already disrespected. Why are you trying to use this one? It's because there was no voice. Please read your Bible. In the same sentence, I think we should remove her from the throne. I think we should get another. And then the guy starts, it's as if they have been waiting for her downfall. The guy starts talking to the ego of the man. Sir, we need to let her go. Look for a young girl. That will be. So the guy is speaking to the emotion of the man. He said, let us look for somebody. And the man said, that's true. And all of a sudden, everybody agreed. Please, not one person spoke for her. Nobody said, oh, no, we can't do that. Madam is not like that. Oh, no, we know her. She must just be having a bad day. Oh, let me go and call her myself. Nobody spoke for her. So what kind of life was she living? I'm the queen. You guys are subject. I'm the queen. I'm the first lady. And nobody spoke for her. So that arrogancy of, I don't need anybody. All I need is God. Be fooling yourself. Like we say in Africa, just they play. Hello? You say you don't need anybody, you need God. You need people. Even God need people. Hello? So network what? Strategically. So that when it's time for Memucan to try to kill you, people will speak and silence Memucan. I run different organizations. I'm on board of different corporations. And sometimes we are making decisions. And I'm sitting down there because I'm a pastor. I'm like, hey, this is people's life we are discussing. No. Hey, That's how somebody would. So some people, I was in a meeting in the boardroom one day, and we're deciding how to lay off some people. And two of them was just like glass, and they were passing by. So I looked and I'm like, hey. So his wife and 3 children, look at the way he's laughing. He doesn't know now that this is last week in the office. And we are the one making that decision. Hello? And that's where it is. I've gone to the office before with the determination that this guy is gone. He's got to go. And I get there, and someone says, excuse me, sir. You know, you preached a message. God is a God of second chance. Somebody will be pleading on their behalf. That you preach a message that we're all a work in progress, that let's give him a second chance. Somebody will be reminding me of my message. Yes, sir, you know, you're a father. Let's just mentor him. Let's give him a little time. You know, the Bible said that Jesus said, give him 1 more year. And because I'm a pastor, I will hear the word and I will say, okay, let's give him 1 more year. And the guy will not know that he will have lost his job. Somebody spoke for him. That's why you need to network strategically. Be good to everybody you meet. You never know how connected people are. Finally, and I close. Get the remaining in the book. If you don't buy the book, wait till next time. Hello? Number 5. Understand the business of your career. Understand the business of your career. I was speaking to a group of people years ago. It was in the 90s. The story is in the book, actually. 1998, I believe. And one of them, who is also a contributor to the book, one of the things I did with the book is there are 16 contributors. These are people that I've trained and mentors that are now wealthy people. So they share their own story and they are still career people. So one of them now asked me a question, 1998, I believe. And he said, sir, I've heard everything you have said, because I was talking about freedom from labor, how you can be free from the rat race. He said, I've heard everything you have said. So, but some of us are not interested in starting businesses. We want to build our professional career, we want to be top of our profession. So are you saying that we cannot become wealthy because we want to become professionals? So I said, no, you can. But you must understand the business of your profession. There's a difference between the legal business and legal profession. There's a difference between the medical business and the medical profession. There are billionaires in the medical field, but they are not medical doctors. They are in medical business. They produce the machines, they produce the drugs, they produce the gloves, they produce the syringes, they produce the PPE, they are involved in the business of medicine. They didn't go to medical school. But those that went to medical school are clocking in and clocking out and being paid per hour and going on strike. Hello? So whatever profession you are involved in, what is the business side of it? Because show business has a show and it has a business. There are people that are involved in the show. They don't understand the business of the show. Hello? There are people that are not footballers, but they are in the sports business. They are billionaires. But those that are playing get money. And 70-80% of what they get goes to people that are not playing. Because they are the people in the business. There are movie stars that you know today. And they tell you, oh, the person was paid 20 million. What entered his hand is 3 million. 17 million did not come. Because the people that understand the business, taxman collects his own, and the business people collect their own. And the person, the manager will collect, trainer will collect, lawyer will collect. At the end of the day, the person that they pay 20 million has only 3 million with her. Why? Because there are people that understand the business. So what career profession are you in right now? What is the business in that career? If you have spent 5 to 10 years in an industry, you should become a consultant in that industry. You should be able to start a business in that industry that will make you richer than the salary you were earning in that industry. But many times, the reason why we are not able to do it is because we are so salary conscious. Because the software that runs our mind is survival. We just want to survive. So you are working to earn instead of working to learn. You don't work to earn, you work to learn. You should learn how things work. That's the way you are going to be able to excel. So I don't know what career path you are in right now, but there's a business in that career. That's what you should be looking into. Because once you understand the business of your career, that's where the real money is. The real money is not in the salary. The real money is in the business that produces the salary. Thank you.